Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisaandthompson.com, and I have a question for you. Have you struggled with taking action on doing the right steps to build your business? Well, if you are, pay close attention, because in this video I'm going to share with you there are 4 different degrees of action. And when you understand what these principles are, it's really going to help you move you in the direction so that you are taking more action and executing what you want to do on a consistent basis. Now, I learned these 4 degrees of action from Grant Cardone's book, The 10X Rule. So if you don't have that book, I highly suggest that you go check it out. It is an amazing read, and it's a must, I believe, for all home business owners. Now, let's talk about what these actions are in more detail. Grant really talks about this in the first part of his book, and he really hits the nail on the head as to why people take action or they don't. So you have to see people where they are and where you are on this continuum of action. The first type of action, or the first degree he calls it, is the do nothing or no action. Okay, so what this means is people, they don't want to do really anything. Okay, they just spend the time justifying where they are. They come up with a reason, this is the way my family always was. My family never were entrepreneurs, so why should I be an entrepreneur? Everything I've done in the past didn't work, so why would this change for me now? Sound familiar? So they spend all their time justifying their situation. And one thing that I've learned is when you tell it like it is, you keep it like it is. Justifying where you are keeps you where you are. So the more you tell that story to yourself, the more you justify it, the more you're going to believe it, and the universe is going to prove you right. They're going to show you more situations why you can't. So some typical signs that you know you're doing in this stage, all right? This is what Grant defined as what, are real, you're really in the stage of do nothing, is boredom, lethargy, complacency, and a lack of purpose. So you have to sit back and think, do I have a vision for myself of who do I want to become? Okay, you really need to focus on developing that vision, because that's what's going to help you get out of this phase of action. The next step of action, all right, step above do nothing, this is retreat. Now, this is very interesting because Grant says that most people who are afraid of success, okay, are in this phase, okay, and it's real subconscious. A lot of people feel that they're afraid of failure, but a lot of times they are afraid of success, because success would bring more responsibility. It would also bring maybe more challenges that are going to come up. And really, the more challenges and problems you have, Grant says, that's a sign you're becoming more successful, because you're expanding yourself, you're growing. And challenges help you grow, because there's really no failure. You win and you learn. And what you also have to look at is they want to avoid these negative experiences. You see, in life, we're governed by pain and pleasure, and people will do more to avoid pain at all costs. So what they are thinking about with this degree of action is if they're going to try to be on the phone talking to a prospect, they're afraid of picking up the phone and talking to them. That was something that was really holding me back. I was in this degree of action for a very long time. I had phone phobia. I would get such bad panic attacks. And so it's really not the actual rejection or failure. It is what it means to them. Okay, they have these unrealistic fears that are standing in their way. Now, the third type of action all right, that is a step up, is taking normal levels of action. And Grant calls this the most dangerous, more dangerous than even the do nothing and the retreat. And it is normal levels of action because this is what is accepted by society. This is where people are just keeping up with the Joneses, just staying average. They don't want to rock the boat. This is especially true when you get people into middle age. You know, you find that one job or you find that one career and you want to stay there. You don't want to rock the boat. You want to make sure that everything goes well. But then guess what happens? You know, nothing in life is guaranteed, especially with a work environment. You know, you're in a job and all of a sudden the economy tanks and your hours get cut, or you don't get the pay raises, or you get a pay cut, or you get laid off. And when those situations happen, it would make people do one of two things. They're either going to regress and go to the retreat or do nothing phases of action, or they're going to go to the fourth degree of action, which is taking massive action. Now, Grant, I found this so interesting in the book because Grant talks about it. Taking massive action is what is naturally ingrained within us. And think about this. He says, think about when you were a little baby and you wanted to learn how to walk. You just, you fell over a lot learning to get your balance. But did that stop you? No. You kept going and going and taking massive action until your brain and your legs developed the muscle memory and the balance memory, and all of a sudden you're walking without thinking. We did this a lot as a kid, riding bikes. We learned how to get dressed, brush our teeth. When we learned to drive our first car and using a stick shift. Okay, we've learned all of these. That's part of our being, okay, for survival. But guess what happens? Once we get to being in a teenager, all right, and we become an adult, we tend to regress to the normal levels because all of a sudden there's peer pressure. And who we hang out with determines how much action we're going to take. So when you are looking at your business right now, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people who are primarily negative, who just want to go hang out and drink beer in the alley, or just go out and maybe do bowling night or golf, and that's it? That's their element of fun, all right? And they don't work on improving themselves. When you look at the most successful people, when they are taking massive action, they're very careful with who they surround themselves with. And they always surround themselves with people who are always taking massive action, who are always looking at improving themselves. So right now, I really suggest that you look at these 4 phases of action and find out where do you fall on this continuum. And then start thinking, what can you do to move yourself into taking massive action? So here are some questions Grant wrote in his book that can really help you clarify where you're at in degrees of action. When was a time in your life when you were taking massive action and you were winning? Okay? And what will you immediately create when you take massive action? What can you expect those who don't take massive action to say those who do? And what other things may happen when you start to take massive action? Open your mind to the possibilities. Don't think about what specifically you have to do. Don't get caught up in the minutia. Just write out what can happen. What are the possibilities? And then start creating your life that you want it to be. So if you found this video valuable today, I want you to leave me a comment and share. You can follow me on Facebook by going to facebook.com/Dr. Lisa Thompson and like my page. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that in one of 2 ways. If you're watching me on YouTube, just click on the lower right hand subscribe button you see in the lower right hand corner of your screen, and then hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified when I have a new video coming up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel directly from Facebook. When you are on my fan page, look for the tab that says Dr. Lisa's YouTube videos, and then it will take you to a page with my YouTube channel on it. You can click the subscribe button, and the most recent video will be in the featured section. Now, if you want to get more from Grant and really pick up a copy of the 10X Rule, he has it available in his book. He has it available in audio. He also has a 10X bundle where you can also get a video and a complete course around these principles of the 10X Rule. So if you want to check that out, just go to the link you see on your screen. It'll take you right to Grant's store, and you can check out all of his 10X Rule trainings. And I also put this link in the pinned comment, and it's the first comment in the comment section below this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.